So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for attending my first ever online yoga class. We will start, as we often do, in mountain pose to limit the amount of times we get up and down off the ground. Let's start with a big inhale through our nose, raising our arms up to the sky. And then an exhale through our mouth, sighing it out as we bring our arms down. Do this again. Inhale through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. This next time we'll inhale and exhale through our nose as we move with our arms. This time let's rise onto our toes, lifting our heels as we inhale, and exhale, lower the heels. Again, inhale, rise up, and exhale, come down. One more time, inhale, rise up, working on our balance a little to start with, inhale down. This time, inhale, raise our hands overhead, clasp them together, and on an exhale, lean to one side or the other. Going to my right, and on an inhale, we'll rise back up, and the other side, exhale. Inhale, rise back up, exhale. Inhale, rise back up. Other side. Moving with our breath. And exhale, arms back down to the sides. So rise arms up on an inhale, and this time we're going to twist, exhaling our arms halfway, moving back out over your back fingers. Inhale up, and reverse the twist. Look out over your back fingers. And again, the other side with our breath. I'm trying not to talk backwards to you, but look back over that backward hand. And please excuse the dog that seems to think now is when it's time to play. And one more time. This time, we'll bring our arms back down, place them back on top of your buttocks, and on an exhale, we'll lean back for a tiny baby back bend to start us off. And then just fold forward at the hips a little bit. Put your hands on your thighs. We'll just do a little standing cat-cow. So arch your back on an exhale. And bring your head up on an inhale.
She said she has a doctor.
Flexion and extension. And flexion and extension. We'll rise back up. And now that we've moved our spine through all 6 planes, let's put our hands to heart center for a minute and maybe close our eyes and feel our feet firmly on the ground. And as we do in yoga, maybe set an intention for our practice today. You may have your own intention. I'll share mine, which is to try to stay in the present with what I am supposed to be doing in the present, and try to keep my mind from worrying about the future. All right, I'm going to move into a little flow. So let's step back with the right foot into warrior one. From, just hold warrior one for a few breaths. Feeling that stretch in the calf, the thigh. And we'll inhale, and on an exhale, move into warrior two. Bringing your back foot perpendicular to the heel of your front foot. And now we're feeling the stretch in the front inner thigh. A few movements. Now let's turn the front palm over. Rise up with an inhale, and on an exhale, stretch towards the back for reverse warrior. Take a couple breaths here. We'll inhale back up to warrior two. Now we'll be going into extended side angle. I'm going to turn here so you can see extended side angle. So we're going to reach out with that front hand, bending here at the waist, and then dropping it down. You can put your elbow on your thigh, and you can straighten your arm, come down lower if you want to. But the point is to kind of keep your body in a very straight plane. Don't want to roll over or too far backwards. And this is a wonderful stretch for that side body. On an inhale, we'll rise back up, warrior two. Let's come back into reverse warrior. Back up to warrior two. This time we're going to straighten our front leg and come back into warrior one. Straighten the leg again. And this time we're going to go into pyramid pose. So bend over at the waist. Trying to keep your back straight. You can bend that front leg a little bit, just as far as it feels okay with you and your hamstring. You can come down some more. As my granddaughter was asking me this morning, why is it called triangle pose? This pyramid pose, doesn't it look like a pyramid? And we'll stretch that front hamstring. When you're ready, on an inhale, rise up and use your hands on your legs for a little support. Back up into warrior one. Now, let's come to the side. We're going to do some forward folds and side inner thigh stretches. So first forward fold, bend your knees a little if you like, and come down and just hang here over your dog yoga friend. Breathing in and out. Now let's walk our hands over to the right foot. And you can bend that right knee so you feel a stretch in your left inner thigh. Get to breathe. Walk our hands over to the left side. Bending the left leg. And feeling a stretch on the right inner thigh. All right. Come back to the center. Bend your knees a little bit and come back up. All right, leave it. I gotta get the dog in my way, sorry. Go. No. Fancy, no. Come. Sit. 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 So we were in wide-legged pose. Coming back to the front of the mat. Well, and we'll repeat that on the other side, so step back with the left leg. To warrior one. Hold that pose. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And go into warrior two. Exhale. Hold it. Breathing. Turn the palm over. Drop into forward reverse warrior. Coming back up into warrior two. And again, we're going to go into that side angle pose. So we're going to reach with the front arm and then drop it, bringing the top arm high, front arm on the thigh. Feeling that side stretch. You can even reach a little bit over the head. That feels good to you. And rise back up. And warrior two. Up into a running warrior. And we'll come back over and twist into warrior one. Going into pyramid pose now. So I straighten the front leg, sticking over at the hips, bending at the knee a little bit. And as you feel, dropping down, hands towards the mat or onto your leg. As you breathe in, with every exhale, you may be able to extend and stretch a little. One inhale, we'll rise back up into warrior one. Now let's turn to the side again, wide-legged stance. This time point your toes out at about a 45-degree angle, and we'll do some squats here. Hold this position for a moment, hands wherever feels comfortable to you. And we'll just do a few in alignment with our breath. So, and an inhale, we'll rise up. And exhale, and down into the squat. Feeling that in your buttocks. Inhale, come up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, come up. This time, let's do some warrior arms. Rising up with your elbows. Exhale to squat, maybe a little lower. Up. Down again. Up. And inhale. Let's switch the arms, feeling that stretch in the upper back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Right, feet together back in mountain pose. Let's get ready to prepare ourselves to practice our balance pose for today, which is going to be eagle pose. So let's do a little bit of chair here. And hold for 3 breaths. In and out. And rise on an inhale. Hands back down. Take a breath here. Let's go into chair. And put our weight into the left leg. Lift the right knee. Cross it over the left leg. You are totally in eagle pose and you can stay here. You can drop your toes. Help support you. If it's in your practice, you can wrap your leg. It's not really in mine. So I'm just gonna leave it here. Let's get our eagle arms going. You come up out of the pose, just come back in. We're gonna work on it for about 5 breaths. Right, and to come out of it on an inhale, we'll lift the leg up, place it back down the ground. Unwind our arms, take a deep breath in, and let it out. Take one more breath in, and out, and we'll set up to do that on the other leg. So, go into chair pose, put the weight in the right leg, lift up the left leg, cross it over, right thigh, foot off the ground, toe on the ground, leg wrapped, however you want. Try to reverse your arms from the direction they were in last time, and we'll practice. Inhale, come on back out. Arms overhead, and exhale. All right. However you want to get down on the ground, please join me. We're going to do some hip stretches here on the ground. So we're going to start out with pigeon pose. So for pigeon pose, I'm going to start with my left leg in front and my right leg behind. And you can stay right here in this kind of pose and get a stretch. You can bring your back leg into more extended position. But the point is, you want to go wherever your body says this is stretching the right hip. And you can stay upright in a puffed out king pigeon pose, or you can start to bend forward at the hips. And I get into it slowly, but you may go faster as you like. But do keep breathing. Once you're at a place where you're feeling like a sweet resistance, just breathe into it. And with every exhale, maybe relax a little bit more into the pose. All right, so on an inhale, use your forearms or your hands, push the yourself back up. And we'll switch legs. I'm gonna just switch to the other side. Again, you can stay right here, if this is a good stretch for you, or move on into a little more pigeon pose. This side is harder for me because of my knee replacement, so it might look a little different. And we often have differences on this side. Holding over at the hips until you reach that point of sweet resistance and breathe. And inhale, let's push back up. Just stretch the outer hips, so let's do a little cobbler's pose. A butterfly pose. Sitting on your seat, putting your feet together. Some people's heels may come all the way up to their crotch, and other people's are many feet away, and that's fine. Knees out to the side. If you can grab your feet. If not, that's fine. You can put your hands out in front. And we're just going to stand. We're going to sit very straight, string up to the ceiling. And again, back straight, abdominal muscles a little bit engaged and tip forward. Feeling that stretch in the inner hips now. You can pull, help yourself along a little, pulling on your feet. Or just let your body weight do the work. Keep breathing. Right on our next inhale, keeping your back straight, rise back up. Let's lie down on our backs for one final thing, before we go into Savasana. From this position, let's bring the right knee up to the chest, pulling it in. Kind of bringing it towards the armpit. So you can feel a stretch in your left thigh, inner thigh. Extend that leg back out and bring the left knee up to the chest. Flip it over to the side, kind of into the armpit. Feeling that stretch. Then on the opposite leg, squeeze it again. Leave this one knee up, and let's bring the other knee up. Squeeze both knees into the chest. Feeling the lower back. Extending. Finish with a little happy baby. Knees to the side of your trunk. Pretty much kind of in your armpits. And hold on to behind your thighs, ankles, feet, whatever's within your practice. Keeping your lower back flat on the ground. Pulling your knees down. Feels good. You can roll around a little and happy baby. Massaging that lower spine. Take a big deep breath in, and on the exhalation, your feet back on the mat, and extend the legs out. A little more than hip distance apart. Let your feet flop open, arms to your sides, palms up into Savasana, of course, pose. And in this pose, I invite you to return to your intention and consider how you might continue with it through the rest of your day. Breathe easy, and I will bring you back out in 3 minutes. Take a deep breath in. Go. Start to wiggle your fingers, toes, hands, legs. And prepare to return to seated position by rolling over one side. Lifting yourself up. And let's put our hands at heart center. And I thank you all so much for joining me and Fancy today for this yoga class. One of the tenets, the 4 8 limbs of yoga, is single pointed focus, which I was very challenged to work on today. Namaste.